Hello and welcome to my Sunday YouTube live crafting. So it's been a super busy weekend here for us here in Northern Rivers, New South Wales. I've had my 2-day retreat, so I've been super busy. You can see some leftover cakes left over my shoulder. It's been an awesome weekend, spending the weekend with lots and lots of my crafty friends. So it's actually been fantastic, but I still wanted to jump on and have my crafty session with you. So it's going to be a quick one this afternoon. So hello, there's 16 of you on already. Wow, that's amazing. So hello and welcome to my Sunday crafting. So what I thought I would do today, as I said, it's going to be a quick one. We're going to make a couple of quick cards making, are you saving the cake for later? You know what? That's probably going to be my dinner. No kidding, it's probably going to be my dinner. So there's been awesome fun this weekend. So what we did was a group of us Wild Heart crafters all got together this weekend and we spent the whole 2 days at my weekend craft retreat. So it's been super fun. We've had a great time all together, lots of laughs, lots of giggles. So and lots of crafting. Like everyone, we actually all hit a brick wall, I think, around, I don't know, maybe about 3 o'clock or so this afternoon. We were all like done. We'd had enough of crafting, so we just sat and chatted for a while. So hello, welcome everyone. So what I thought, I still didn't want to miss out on my crafting. So this is what's going to happen for the next 2 weekends in a row after this one as well. I will be jumping on and crafting with you around this time on the Sunday afternoon so that I can still get my crafty time with you all, because it's my highlight of the week and I couldn't go for a whole week without crafting with you all. Perfect timing, just about to pour a glass of wine, Cindy. Well, relax, get into that wine and have a great time. All right. So what I wanted to play with, so let's get to crafting. So let's get this camera down onto my desk. And what I wanted to play with this afternoon is the Butterfly Brilliant Stamp Set. We've got the gorgeous butterfly dies. I need to grab, I do have a card. So I actually am making a team swap. So any of the team members on here that's in the swap, if you don't want to see what your swap card looks like, please turn away now. This is a spoiler alert because this is one of the cards that I used with the Butterfly Brilliant Stamp Set. So it's got a stamp set. It's got some beautiful dies in here. So the dies are, we have a wonderful die to cut out all of the butterflies, so you can stamp the butterflies all in one go. And then we have these awesome, my dies are everywhere because I've been making our swaps for our team. It's got some awesome dies in here that you can use, which are super pretty. So I've actually made a card for the swap. So as I said, if you don't want to see the swap card and you're in my team and you're in the swap, please turn away right now. But this is the card that I've made for my team swap. So I've used the gorgeous backing butterfly. I've also used a really nice delicate butterfly, the detailed butterfly over the top. I've used some of the designer series paper. I've used an embossing folder in the background and some of the, there is supposed to be a butterfly in here. This one hasn't got it, but the swap cards have a butterfly in there as well. So I wanted to show you how I created this card. And I may have to duck out and get supplies out of my craft room because we've all been crafting. So some of the things will be out there. So when I go to find, because I've just realized I don't have the embossing folder in here, but I'm going to recreate this, but we're going to do it in a different color. So the Butterfly Bouquet is an early release bundle that we have. It's going to be a bundle that's going to be in the brand new annual catalog that's going to go live to customers in May. But this is an early release in the bundle that we can get. Now, the designer series paper is not going to be in our new annual catalog. So the designer series paper, it also has timber paper, which I'll show you that goes with it. This one here, so it's a wood grain effect, and then on the reverse side, and it's actually a gorgeous bit of paper, and then on the reverse side it has like a sort of like a I don't know, a textured pattern as well. And it's very hard to see, but it actually has the wood grain. It has some embossed wood grain. So it actually looks like real timber when you see it. So it's absolutely a gorgeous set. So so Anika says, this bundle is not my first butterfly set, but is the best so far. And it is. It's a gorgeous set. The dies are, honestly, they are superb. The dies, like the intricate dies, absolutely superb. So what I'm going to do is recreate a card very similar to that one. We might have to use a different embossing folder because that embossing folder is not in my room. And I'm actually going to use a different coloured cardstock and pattern paper as well. So I'm going to look on the back here of what colours I've got. Oh, I could do a Blushing Bride one. Calypso Coral, Just Jade, Melody, Mango Melody, Mint Macaron, Misty Moonlight, Poppy Parade, So Saffron. I might actually use Blushing Bride. I'm going to do a Blushing Bride one because I absolutely love the fact that, I don't know, with crafting, we can do whatever we want. It doesn't have to be exactly like real life, but I'm going to grab a piece of thick Whisper White, or thick Basic White, I should say now. So I'm going to do my card base in Basic White. All right, so we're going to do 5 3/4 inches for my card base by 8 inches, folded in half, which will give me a card front size of 4 inches by 5 3/4 inches. Now, if you want to get the measurements for these cards and the supply list, if you sign up to my email list that's down in that show more box below, sign up to my email list and you will get your free tutorial telling you all of the measurements of the cards that I make in my live. And I do apologize that last week I didn't make my tutorial. I didn't send it. So I do apologize. And it was brought to my attention when someone said I didn't get my weekly tutorial, and I was like, you know what, that totally slipped my mind because I was getting ready for my retreat. So I had a pretty busy retreat. All right, so I'm going to now do a layer for the front that I want it 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. So that's out of the Blushing Bride. Okay, so we've got that. We then need a piece of Whisper White. I'm just going to use my thick. I wouldn't normally, but because I've got the piece here, I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm going to cut that just 1/8 of an inch smaller, just to get like a really nice layer on the front of that card. So that's just going to give me that 1/16 of an inch border. So it's going to give me a hint of the Blushing Bride there on the card. Hello, Kathy Garrett from Utah. How are you? Welcome to my YouTube live. All right, so now I want to find a piece of this gorgeous designer series paper. Now, if you haven't seen this paper, it is stunning. It's got gorgeous patterns on the opposite side. So as usual, this one here is one of my favorites, and that's the one that I used for my swap. But what I want to do is pick a color that has the Blushing Bride in it. Ooh, I'm going to pick that one there. So you can see it's got butterflies on one side and a gorgeous pattern on the other. What's this last pattern? Ooh, yeah, no, I'm going to do that one there. Okay. So we're going to do that. Now, I'm going to emboss this layer with an embossing folder. So let's see what we've got. What do I have in here that I can emboss? Oh, I'm going to emboss with this one. I did actually see someone use that folder the other day. It's a gorgeous folder. I know it's nothing to do with the butterflies, but you imagine butterflies in amongst greenery and things. So I think the seabed is going to look really nice. So I'm going to emboss that. So I'm just going to bring in my cut and emboss machine. Okay, and run that through. So I'm just going to pop my embossing folder. I've got my piece in with my Stampin' Up logo upwards, facing upwards, because we know that that's going to be the front of our card. I'm going to put the fold through my cut and emboss machine first so that I don't crack the spine of my embossing folder. It's really important to make sure that you use your embossing folders like that. And I'm just using the base plate, so our number 1 plate, our number 4 plate. Exactly, Anika. Anika's saying, aren't you human? Of course things slip your mind when you're busy. The day that I was actually supposed to send out my, look at that. Isn't that stunning? The day that I was supposed to send out my tutorial that I normally do every Tuesday, I recorded 5 1-hour videos that day. 5 videos. I was smashed. It took me so long to do these videos, and then I had to edit them and upload them because I had to have them done by this weekend. So, all right. So now what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to adhere those that layer onto my blushing bride. All right. So just like that. Going to adhere that onto there. Oh, and I did cut out those little circles. I'm not going to do that on this one. I did cut out that. I'll do it on the insert. I won't do it on this one. I'll do it on the insert because I did forget about the little dots. The little dots make it, but that's slipped my mind this afternoon. But anyway, all right. So now I'm actually going to grab a piece of vellum, and I'm going to take my 2 1/4 inch punch. I'm going to punch out a circle out of my vellum. Okay, so just like that. And I would have liked to have spent more time with you crafting here this afternoon, but I have to go and pick up my car from out at my mum and dad's place because I've had it out there all weekend, and my mum and dad are awesome. I found out they are so awesome. I've been so busy lately. And they had my car for the weekend because I sent it out there in case it stormed. So they had my car for the weekend, and they washed my car for me and cleaned all my car, vacuumed my car. Isn't it awesome that we have parents that do things like that? I've been so swamped with work lately that they decided that they would do that as a surprise for me. So how awesome is that? Now I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch strip, and I'm going to cut it into 3 inches. So 1/2 inch by 3 inches, and I'm going to use one for the insert and one for the outside. I'm going to do that. I'm also going to use some of our gold twine because I need to have that. That's out of our Forever Greenery trim combo pack, and I'm going to use this beautiful gold twine. All right, so I've glued my little circle on here. And I'm now going to cut out, I'm going to cut out a butterfly. I'm going to do a smaller butterfly this time. I want to cut out one of the butterflies. Okay, so I need Whisper White. Oh, I'm going to run out of layers here. I'll see if I can grab a piece of Whisper White. Okay, I've got a scrap here. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to cut out one of the intricate butterflies with the die set. So I think I'm going to go maybe that one there. What one's that one? This one is, no, is that one there. Okay, so we might do that one. No, that's too little. No, we're going to do the bigger one. Okay. Stop fluffing around, Donna, and just get to it. I'm going to do the big one because the big one looks really good. So I'm going to do the big one. All right. So I'm going to bring in the cut and emboss machine again, and I'm going to cut out that butterfly. Okay. So that, and that, and that. Okay. So we have our base plate number 1. We have our number 2 plate, which is the thin die adapter. We have a base cutting plate. And then I'm going to pop on my butterfly, but I'm going to turn it up that way. I'm also going to, I'm going to show you this little trick because this makes it work so well. I'm going to take some of, whoops-a-daisy, sorry about that. I just bumped the camera. I'm going to take some of our lunch wax paper. So it's just typical lunch wrap that you would normally wrap the kids' lunch in. I'm going to lay that over my butterfly die, and then I'm going to lay my cardstock. So it's going in between my cardstock and my die, and then I'm going to pop my cutting pad over the top. Now, as you can see, I've actually got the cutting blade of my die. I've actually got it facing up, and it's going to cut up into that top plate. Now, the reason why I do that, when you've got an intricate die, sometimes it's very hard to get it to cut all the way through and make sure that it cuts really, really well. Glenda says that's what parents do. I know. I was super surprised when my daughter told me that's what they were doing. I was like, seriously? I cannot believe they're doing that. And guess what? I don't have a take your pick tool here. Oh, yes, I do. Okay. All right. Now, the other thing is I need a bit of blushing bride. I'm going to take another piece of blushing bride out of here. Actually, no, I'll take this bit here. I need to cut out that butterfly. Now, the issue here is we have this all in one go, but that's okay. I'm going to cut out a couple of butterflies because I'm probably going to use the butterfly for the insert, so this smaller one. So I'm actually going to run that through, and I really want this butterfly and that butterfly. So I'm going to run that through with my cutting pad because it is designed to stamp all the butterflies and cut them all out at once. But also, too, if you didn't want to waste any cardstock, you could actually, oh, thank you, Kathy. Kathy says, my cards are always beautiful. Thank you. So you could actually cut out the whole thing and then you'll have a lot of butterflies. But they're the two butterflies that I want there. I've got an extra butterfly or part of a butterfly there. So you could actually just use a small piece of cardstock so you don't waste any. I'm going to grab the other little butterfly. I think it's this one. Is it this one? Goes on that one, or is that too big? Is it that one? That one's actually too big. There must be another one. This one. All right, so I'm going to cut out that one as well. So I'm going to use the grease-proof paper again to do that. So I'm just going to cut that. I'm going to pop some of the paper down. Where did I put all that there? Okay. So I've got the paper. I've still got the paper here from the last time. So I'm just going to pop that over my die. So we've got the greaseproof paper. We've got the white cardstock and our die. And we've got the die facing up once again. And my plates are really bowed, so I'm having a hard time getting them through my cut and emboss machine. All right, so I'm going to do that. All right. So we've got this little butterfly, which is awesome as well. Where did I put my take your pick tool after that? Oh, it's under here. Okay. I could actually just be eating some cake while I'm crafting with you here too, like to, you know, we don't want to waste any of the surplus cake that's left over. All right, so I need to, what happens is when you use a greaseproof paper, then you can see it puts a little layer on your, it protects your die cut, but you need to peel that layer off. And I've got that happening on my big butterfly as well. All right. So this die brush attachment is simply awesome for when you're doing these intricate die cuts because it's really awesome to get the little pieces out. So I'm just going to pull off that as well, being careful. Watch the antennas that we don't get them spoiled. All right. So there you go. We've got all those bits out. I'll pop those dies in there so I don't lose them. All right. So it's starting to come together pretty well. All right. So I want to use some of this gold twine. Okay. So I'm just going to pluck off that. I can get into that gold twine. So now what I'm actually going to do is I want to adhere my little strip of designer series paper. I want to adhere that across this circle here like this. So I'm just going to stick it on with some glue. Okay. Am I still on? For some reason, I'm looking at something. Oh no, it says I'm still live. I am still live. I don't know why I lost my my live feed then, that I was looking at everyone's things. Donna Gray, during the night, I always stick my plates under a bunch of heavy books and they'll be flat the next day. Yes, I know. I just feel like our new cut and emboss machine, it actually and my dies have had a fair bit of use this weekend, my plates. So they're a little bit overused at the moment. And yes, so true. Put them under some heavy books and you'll have no problems with them flattening out. I'm going to use my Seal Plus now, and I'm actually going to run some Seal Plus just on the front there because I want to make a bow out of this gorgeous gold twine. So I'm just going to make a bit of a fake bow. So it's just going to be a couple of loops together to make a bit of a fake bow. So I'm not actually tying it as a bow. I'm just making it a little bit like a fake bow, and I'm just going to cut that off. And then with that, I'm actually going to stick that down into that double-sided tape that I just, the Seal Plus that I just put on there. Okay, so that's creating like a bow, but it's not actually. Hello, everyone. 1 a.m. in Kansas, Susan, what are you doing? But it's worth staying up to watch me. Well, thank you very much. All right, so now with my big butterfly, I'm actually going to pop a little bit of Tombow on the body of my butterfly. And I'm going to stick him to my gorgeous blushing bride layer, just like so. So I just want to stick him on the body. I'm not sticking his wings because I want his wings to be able to lift up and flap up. So I just want to stick the glue just in the body there. We're going to do the same thing to this little one here. Okay. So just like that. All right, so we've got that. Now I'm actually going to cut an insert for my card. So I want to bring in some of the blushing bride. So I'm just going to grab another layer of blushing bride, and I'm going to cut a layer for the insert. I'm going to bring in my trimmer. Whoa, things are banging and crashing here. Okay, so 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. Then I'll grab some Whisper White. Okay, so that. And then I'll grab a piece of Whisper White that I need to cut, which I had here beside me there. Oh, where did it go? Here. All right, so I'm going to do that 1/8 of an inch smaller again, so that I've got a nice thin little border all the way around. Did I do what? Oh, there. Okay, so I've got a nice thin border, 1/16 of an inch border happening all the way around. So now I'm actually going to bring back in the die cutting machine because there's some awesome dies in this set that can create a really, really nice look. So I'm going to bring in, we've got this brick die here, and we've also got this little, it's a die that it creates some little cutout dots. So I'm going to grab my cut and emboss again. I might turn that plate over this time so it will sit a little bit better, like that. I'm going to take that white insert, and I want to do just a lot of little dots like that, and plus this brick. And both of these will cut out. So you need to be aware that both of them actually cut out. I know that at first I thought that the brick might have just been sort of like an embossing die, but it's not. It's actually, it cuts out. And so does the little dots. So I'm going to move that away. So you can see here, it creates a really, really cute, look at that. Isn't that cute? All right. So I'm then going to use that on my insert. So you can see now with that cutout, then it makes that as a feature on your card, which is really, really super awesome. All right, so I'm going to glue those down with a little bit of Tombow. So just like that. And so having that darker color base in behind then brings up those really nice dies. So can you see that? It looks super awesome. I actually did it on the front of my card. Like as you will see on the front of my card here, I actually had those little dot cutouts on the front of the card. I just forgot in this video to do that, but cutting it out on the front too gave it a bit more accentuation on the front as well. All right, so now we're going to pop this together. So now with this little strip of designer series paper, I'm going to pop that on the insert as well. Now I'm not going to stamp here. I know that sounds really crazy, but the star of the show here are the dies. Like they are simply stunning. So you will find that even though that I'm not stamping, I have actually stamped some cards in previous videos, and I have used the butterflies, and you can use the butterflies that you can cut them and stamp them, and you can color them. They are an awesome set of dies. But even with this card here, I actually, when I did the swap, I said, you know what? I haven't stamped a single image. But the card turned out absolutely stunning. So I'm just going to pop that into the insert like so. So you've got a really nice, beautiful blushing bride accentuated insert there. All right, so then on the front, I'm going to take some dimensionals, if I can find my pack of dimensionals. Oh, yep, there's some. Okay. It's been a hectic day, so it's amazing if I can actually find anything here in this craft room. Oh, dear. All right, so I'm just going to quickly pop some dimensionals on the back. So as you can see, just changing up your color scheme, changing up and going with some of the designer series paper and using the coordinating color with the designer series paper, you can get a totally different look, because you'll see that this card will look totally different to the first card that I used as well. All right, so I'm just going to take the backings. Which part of this suite is not stunning? I know, Anika, I know. Like everyone says, but I've got butterflies. I don't need any more butterflies. We've got so many butterfly sets, but this is a stunning suite. And honestly, who cannot go past these butterflies? They are stunning. So, as I said, this is available until I think it's about the 5th of May. It's a pre-release order. And then if you don't get it by then, you're actually going to have to wait until the annual catalogue goes live. But in saying that, you can actually order it all now and get it now. Have I frozen again? I don't know what's going on here, but my my live stream and what I'm looking at, it just keeps freezing. I'm like, what's going on? Bonnie, it's 2 a.m. here. You just got up. Did you get up just to see me craft? Like, really, Bonnie? I feel honored. Thank you. All right. As I said, I didn't want to miss the crafting, and I am sorry, but I mean, like after a couple of weeks, I'll go back to normal again. And it may not be so early for you, Bonnie. Like, oh my Lord, you might actually be able to watch me at a normal time. You're waiting for your order. Jackie said that she's waiting for an order to come hopefully tomorrow. I hope they do come. You'll have to get to one of my classes, Louise. Jackie will come. Whereabouts are you from, Louise? Tell me where you're from. Okay, so I'm going to pop that butterfly up onto some dimensionals, and we're going to pop him just in the middle of that. So can you see that gorgeous bow is in behind our butterfly? We've left our wings so that our wings can flap. So it's a stunning butterfly. So now what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take just some basic rhinestones, because we need to pretty this card up a little bit, because we all need bling. So I'm just going to take a couple of these little rhinestones. I'm going to pop a couple in the body of the large butterfly on the front. I think I'm also going to pop some around. I didn't do it on my swaps, but I think I also want to pop some just around the place randomly because we can, because there's nothing like a bit of bling. So we've popped them around randomly. We need to pop one in the butterfly on the insert. Okay. Now, I did have a team member here and she spritzed her card today and it looked super, super nice with some spritzing. So I think I'm going to do that as well. So thank you, Rhonda, for the idea. So I'm going to take my Blushing Bride Stampin' Right marker and I'm just going to spritz inside my card. Okay, so just to add a little bit of spritzing, and I'm also going to spritz on the front of my card. Okay. Now that just takes that stark white look off. Can you see that? All right. And then we've got the insert of the card as well. All right. So there you have a gorgeous, beautiful card. Now look at the two differences in the cards. One was done with Pretty Peacock, one was done with Blushing Bride. So you can see there, just by changing around, Louise, we'd love to come to one of you, get together, but you're a little too far away. Jackie doesn't live too far away from me. Jackie, you're in in Perth. Okay, Port Kennedy in Perth. Well, you know, there's aeroplanes, Louise. Just saying, you know, could be worth a trip, especially for one of my 2-day retreats. All right, so there you have the gorgeous Butterfly Bouquet stamp set and the die. So you can see you can make some gorgeous cards. Now, I do apologize. This is a very, very quick live, but I wanted to make sure I will be more prepared next week. I will do some more cards and be more prepared next week, but I just wanted to jump on. I wanted to craft with you. I wanted to spend a little bit of time with you this afternoon, and I'm totally like crafted out this afternoon, but I still wanted to jump on and spend a little bit of time with you. So as you can see, gorgeous cards. So if you haven't got this butterfly suite, I am telling you, you need to pop it on an order. Now, I also have our Global Creative Project Tutorial Bundle. Now, the Global Creative Tutorial Bundle is the Sand and Sea suite, what we've actually concentrated on. Now, the Global Creative Tutorial Bundle, that actually is available to anyone worldwide. So if you're interested in purchasing that, it's a 6-month tutorial bundle that we've put together. You can buy the whole 6 months, you get 1 month for free. So if you want to purchase the 6 months up front, you will get 1 month for free. It will cost you $110. Now that has gone live this month. So there's a few different ways of being able to get that tutorial bundle. You can purchase an online order for over $100 or more, and I will email you out the tutorial bundle. It is 12 tutorials, PDF tutorials from top demonstrators around the world, and you also get 12 matching video tutorials as well. So the card that we make in our tutorial in our PDF, we also do an accompanying video showing you step-by-step how to make that card. So if you're a person that can go off a PDF and create the card, then the PDF will be for you. If you're a person that loves a video, then by all means the video is there for you also. So we've covered all bases. So if you're interested in that, if you wanted to buy just the month on its own, so say it's a suite that we're using and you absolutely love it and you'd love to get some inspiration, then it's $22 to actually purchase the month on its own. You can purchase the Sand and Sea suite right now for $22, and the next month that we're doing, it will be the Hey Chick bundle. So that will be coming in April. So if you're interested in any of those, please make sure there's a link down below straight to my website that you can actually purchase the tutorial bundle right now. So if you want to go over to my website, you can do that. And thank you very much. I know it was a quick, short video, but I still wanted to come and craft with you. So until next time, everybody have a wonderful weekend, what's left of it. And I hope to catch you here, same time, same place, next next week, next Sunday, after my next 2-day craft retreat. So for the next 2 weeks, it will be at 5:30 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon, and then I'll go back to my normal time slot at 9:30. Although I think I'm going to be away the next weekend. I think I'm going away with my parents. No, yeah, anyway, I will let you know. So thank you, everyone, and until next time, have a great weekend.